Hi, welcome to my first video here. I'm at Sheringham Point Park, and I'm going to go down to the Sheringham Point Lighthouse. So it's early morning, later in the morning than I'd like, but the park doesn't open until 9 o'clock, so we had to wait a little bit. Would like to get out here for a sunrise, but they prefer you not to come before then, so we're going to stick with that and have a nice little walk down there. And for the first video, we're just going to go out, take a look down, take a few photos, and see what we can see. I brought my dog Cosmo with me, so he's here for a nice little walk. I'm going to enjoy the day, and I think that's sort of what it's all about, just getting out there with my camera, enjoying the day, and hopefully making some good photos. Okay, here we are at the start of the trail. Get some peeks of the lighthouse through the trees here. Looks like they've got some new information plaques up since last time I was here. The Sheringham Point Lighthouse Preservation Society does a great job of maintaining this, the whole site, and especially the lighthouse itself. It was starting to get into fairly poor shape before, and they've done a lot of work on it. There it is, the Sheringham Point Lighthouse. Alright, so here we are, we're at the lighthouse. As you can see, it's behind me. I've got my camera set up here, set it up fairly low, so trying to eliminate some of the distractions that are in there. I might have to do something in post to try and get rid of a little more of the distracting elements, but see what I can do as far as positioning wise to get it so that I can get a shot. Unfortunately, the skies today, there's almost no cloud at all. It's a beautiful December day, beautiful, clear, and cloudless, which isn't necessarily what we like for landscape photography. And you'll have to excuse the noise. It is a bit windy up here, and it's probably playing havoc on the mic and what it's picking up. All right, I'm going to go about taking a photo here, and we'll see what we end up with. All the while I was shooting, Cosmo was waiting very nicely. So that was Sheringham Point Lighthouse. I only went down, took one shot really. It was just more of a test to see what it looks like now that they've done some repairs on it. I knew the time of day wasn't going to be the greatest, but I thought we'd take a look. Alright, I'm back in the car now, and we're done our little hike down to Sheringham Point Lighthouse. It was an interesting day, very short, just out there, take a look around. see what they've done. Unfortunately, one side is chained off still because of the danger on the cliffs, and so you can't get all the way around the lighthouse like you used to be able to. I'm not sure if they're going to do some improvements there or not so that you can, but the other issue was there was a few people around, which wasn't a big deal. We could have waited them out a bit, but really the weather was a beautiful, gorgeous, sunny day, which is great if you're not taking photos. If you're taking photos, well, you make use of it in some situations, but by the ocean like that with the lighthouse there, makes it a little more difficult to get a really interesting composition, especially in a little bit tighter space. There were areas around that we possibly could have moved to. Some of it's private property though, and I didn't want to be going on anyone's private property to take some photos without permission at least. That's one thing you'll notice throughout these videos that I'll be doing is I'm hopefully going to stick to all my principles, and I believe in what I call it as ethical photography. So that's basically just not intruding on anyone else's rights or breaking any laws to get a photo or doing anything super dangerous. Makes things a little more challenging sometimes, but I think you can get some great shots without doing that. It also includes stuff like respecting the environment, leave no trace principles. Try to follow those. Sometimes I'll go out and actually be hiking on a blog and stay overnight. So it's pack in and pack out whatever you bring and whatever you leave. And sometimes even pick up a few of the other things that are around that other people have left. Try and tidy it up and leave it a little better. But this isn't meant to be a lecture, it's just a bit about me here. And since this is my first video, I thought I'd sort of introduce myself, a bit about what I'm about, let you know my types of photography and some of my philosophy on photographing nature and what I do. In general, I'm a outdoor nature, landscape, seascape photographer. I haven't done too much wildlife photography yet. The opportunities don't always present themselves when I'm in the right place with the right equipment, and it's not something I've really sought out. So when I do get something, most often it's by chance, unless I'm going down to the lagoon specifically for birds. Other than that, there'll be lots more coming up. Shirley Delicious. On the way back from Sheringham Point Lighthouse, there's a delightful little restaurant called Shirley Delicious. They make fantastic breakfasts and good food all around. I think it's appropriate to stop for a nice coffee and warm up a little. Alright, coming out of Shirley Delicious with my wonderful snack, a nice muffin and coffee, ready to go. I didn't want to stay in there. It was getting crowded, and Cosmo's waiting for me in the car. This was the first video I've created for YouTube, and while I'm sure there'll be a few glitches along the way, I'll continue to do all that I can to improve the overall quality. I'll be doing my best to put out a new video regularly, and will probably upload it on the first Sunday of the month. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe.